Alright, y'all, so this is your boy Solo, and we're gonna get into a little bit of science and just understanding basic evolution in a most understanding basic perspective. So when we look at species, down to the bacteria, what we call energy and shit like that, creating life, um, all these species that's undergoing expansion and growth and evolving. This is spiritual awareness. This is development of how our spirit is utilizing masculine and feminine energies to intertwine and create its existence based on visualizing, coming up with a spirit, coming up with an awareness to see a possibility, to see some type of idea and concept or visual that it can get into and experience that. And once it's visualizing and doing that for a long period of time, it becomes dense. And this is how we're existing in this form right now, based on, the transitions of that spirit and, just the direction that we're going based on how we're thinking and approaching the situation at the moment. And, based on our traumas and, how we think our belief is, and just going through life on a daily basis. And, the basic indoctrination that we're in at the same time, just being too busy with our daily lives. And that was kind of deep, but we need to understand that this is deeper than what most people think, and this is a spiritual evolution type of thing that people need to understand, because all these things around us is washihu. It's not of God. Even though, we made our life for ourselves, God is deeper than, you need to understand what God looks like and how He's creating everything. You can't just believe it's out there. And, it's a great power. Of course, it's a great power, but you can't believe it's something outside of you, because it's inside of you, not outside of you. It is, but it's inside of you, making itself outside of yourself. So you're supposed to understand that aspect as, people. But the thing is, it got so much indoctrination on you that most people just don't care. They just want to live how they want to live and believe in whatever they want to believe, based on their comfort level and how they're just going through life. But people need to understand nature needs to be respected. The universal law, God, intelligence needs to be respected. And this is what the native indigenous people represent. And we have that spiritual awareness and knowledge of understanding all morals and principles for the, the betterment of the collective type shit. So you don't see nobody else doing that but us. And, shout out to the Soul Fam and shout out to Uriel. And, it's about time that people need to be more aware and understand that this is the natives' land. And, it got taken over and corrupted. And now we have, GMO babies that were, from mutts. These are just mutts created from the natives, because the natives were the original people. The dark skins and the red skins. And we are just mutts at this point. But there's some of us who are, not some of us. I'm a rare occasion. Extremely rare occasion. Because native spirits are powerful, and they understand the intelligence that I'm speaking with astrology and just spiritual in general about morality and how the world is. So is a very spiritual and basic understanding. So there's nothing new under the sun. It's just people got brainwashed and docile and limited. So that's what you need to understand as humans. And it goes a lot deeper. So this is an awareness growth expansion that we're doing, and we created our reality based on our awareness and imaginations and our limited how we decide to create our reality based on our spiritual state of belief and expansion, mental expansion, and that goes with imagination and shit. So if people learn how to expand their awareness, they can make reality better in a more creative and safe way. So the thing is, people are too logical in this world, and that's what causes the most destruction, because the spirit, being right brain, is spiritual, and most people are not spiritual. They're left brain because we live in a Saturn reality, and Saturn is all about the structure, the boundaries, and the limitations of how we're creating our reality based on this intelligence. You know, humans building the roads, the map, buildings, structures, the lamps, you know, just the streets, all of that shit, the dynamics of the roads and all of that, the buildings, structures, and, you know, tunnels and shit. So it goes deep, and you can tell new things that keep coming up, keep bringing itself to the light in life in general. Like new shit just keeps popping up, and that's, you know, based on new awareness and finding out new shit. So you need to understand that the food that y'all eat, that shit is making y'all weak, even if you don't realize it. That shit's making you docile, lazy, not have new breakthroughs with your neurons in your brain. Like, you, as a spiritual race, you're not evolving, and that's dangerous, because we live in God. We live inside of God, and however you are is how you feed God. So God, we are an environment within an environment, inside of an environment, and that's like a living thing inside of itself. And we can see it outside of ourselves, like nature is growing and animals and shit. And we also have things like that inside of us, creatures, animals. And, you know, if you poison yourself, your animals inside of you are dumb and retarded, and you don't want that. You want healthy animals, you want healthy puppies, cats, elephants. You want healthy little humans, you know, blood cells, white blood cells, the sperm, you know, all the fluids, the water inside of you are spirits. And, you know, within those fluid and waters, there's spirits inside of them, and within that light spectrum, there's a whole different experience in there. And, you know, based on what you imagine in your head, you know, your current visual stance, you can be, the average person will see their reality as, you know, just extremely structured, like systematic. But, you know, we live in a planet type shit, and you have these thoughts that, oh, the universe is expansive, and you know, you can. That's how deep it get. Like the average person would think that, you know, living on Earth, you know, having a job, understanding the science behind reality, going through school, you know, all these topics, classes, literature, math, algebra, what else? Physics, gym. Yeah, we all went through all that shit, and that's just indoctrination. Even though even though there's truth to it, it's still what they want you to know, like things that don't help how to, you know, understand nature or a deeper meaning of spirituality, spiritual science, and spirituality, like astrology, astronomy. Spirituality is a deeper, a way extreme deeper science than just modern science that they teach you in school. This is like, not everybody's gonna understand this, but if you are able to, you know, tap into your true self and find out the real truth, how God looks like, you will find out if you go into that path. And, you know, it's just up to you to put in the work, and you know, it's not something to be afraid of. It's a beautiful experience and a beautiful thing, because that's where the true heaven is. It has nothing to do with heaven. God has nothing to do with experiencing physicality at its most. Like, you could experience it. There's nothing wrong with experiencing, but understanding what this is way more crucial. And how you say, it's also like responsible. You need to be responsible for your knowledge, and it's also, I forgot that word. It's like honorable, an honorable thing to know and to understand, and it's just knowing thyself, knowing the truth. And there's nothing more like better than that. That's how you know thyself, know God, the divinity of nature. And, you know, people are afraid of death, not, you know, who fear, not, I don't know what it is. It's like people think it's just spirits got developed in a certain way, and they just got they're in the wrong chakras. They're so deeply in such a light Lucifer that it just got stuck in that third dimensional perspective of experiencing that life. So it's like a lost spirit experiencing physical life. Like, it's not gonna know the true essence of, you know, how everything came to be. But, you know, it's just up to the individual. Like, I was thinking about some shit, but I forgot. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna just leave it at that, and I'll think about what else I gotta say for the next video, and I'll see ya, and take care. Peace.